At 2 o'clock time and temp, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, Lauren Brooks, Taylor Dahl, and Tom McManus. This is
Helmets and Heels.
Helmets and Heels on 1010XL.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we get into Wednesday, the Jaguars had a walkthrough earlier today, and 2 players were not present whatsoever, according to the reporters that were there. That would be one Cole Van Lanen and Jarian Jones. Cole Van Lanen, of course, the left tackle, we saw him go down with a knee injury.
Yep.
And then Jarian Jones, we saw him limp off the field, but it seemed like he might be okay. But there were several other players in non-contact pennies, including Greg Newsome, Monteric Brown, Danny Strigo. So this team, while not certainly facing a ton of attrition by any means just yet, but that secondary does make me just a little nervous.
Yeah, a good thing it's Wednesday.
Yeah.
You know, we got a few days till Sunday's kickoff. Another good thing that it's at Sunday at 1, right?
Yeah.
Get that extra day.
Yeah, for everyone who wanted
healthy.
Saturday.
Yeah, I was one of them. I was like, come on, Saturday night, let's go party. But it's better that they're on Sunday. So, you know, as we move forward, we'll keep an eye on that. But, you know, sometimes that's just, hey, needs a day just to rest, just not to have to go through the rigors of practice. I saw Strigow get hurt. That looked painful. I want to say it was his shoulder, or was it his shoulder? You know, anyway, he was. I think it was a special teams play because he kind of fell to the ground right near the sideline, and then he got up and walked off. But he looked like he was in some kind of pain. I can't remember if it was. I thought it was an upper body thing, but nonetheless, you know, look, I mean, these injuries. Hopefully they don't pile up. You got to stay healthy through the playoffs as best as possible, and then your depth has to be there. You know, if it's not possible, but you know, as long as it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, yeah, I might get a little bit more concerned. But I'm feeling you. We want a healthy team out there. Full speed.
Yeah, it's something I think I've noticed league-wide, very long injury reports on Wednesdays for almost all of the teams this year. And I do think that they've become a little bit more cautious on that. And it's the Wednesday, so you're like, it's fine, especially when you're playing a Sunday game. And so I wouldn't take too much into it, but you obviously keep an eye on injuries all the time, especially when it's that many secondary guys, because you already know you don't have Jordan Lewis, so you're already missing a key piece of that back end.
Well, I wonder, like, so you put Jarian and Buster out there. So does Buffalo go, oh, well, who's going to replace them if they're not out there, right? And maybe that takes them away from their game plan. They got to go study these. You know what I mean? Is there a little bit of that, like Christian Braswell? Like, how does he play press, zone, whatever, cover 4, cover, you know, whatever the case may be, and how we line up. So you got to wonder, because remember the Pats they put everybody on his list them as questionable, and then they'd all play.
Because you don't know who to prepare for.
Exactly. Yeah. There's got to be some of that in there, I would think.
Yeah, and then the Bills, meanwhile, Bernard, Hairston, Johnson, the nickel corner, Milano, the linebacker, he didn't practice with an illness, but the other ones were not at practice, and then Prater, the kicker, as well. So a couple linebackers for them, and then corners as well. I don't think Hairston's going to play at all. It seems like Sean McDermott pretty much already ruled him out. But so we're not the only team dealing with that. And then limited, their safety, Jordan Poyer, and then Dalton Kincaid also. So there's a few different guys, I'm sure, that they're worrying about them getting healthy, and obviously, the Jags are too. I would imagine that if Cole Van Lanen can't play, the Jaguars would put Walker Little back at left tackle. McCary, assuming he can play, would be right guard, and Anton Harrison would be the right tackle.
Yeah, I would guess that too. And the Bills, by the way, did sign former Jaguar Matthew Wright to the practice squad, who I heard Dan and Jeff talking about it this morning, I guess did make 3 field goals against the Bills that game when it was the 9-6 game or whatever. The 3 field goals were Matthew Wright.
Yes. He's the guy, he's very accurate, but we remember he just didn't have a big leg.
Yeah.
And so there was always an issue too with kickoffs. I want to say that we even had Logan Cook, if I remember correctly, I want to say Logan Cook at some point started taking the kickoffs because Matthew Wright didn't have the distance for
leg,
those.
right? But he was accurate. And even
and it may not have been Matthew. It could have also been Riley Patterson that also didn't have the biggest
He didn't
leg.
have the distance either.
Yeah.
Right. So I want, at some point in time in this, the last 5 years, I feel like Logan Cook had to take kickoffs.
I think Matthew, he was good like 50 and in, but after that, it got a little quirky there on him. And I do think you're right. They took him off kickoffs because he couldn't get it to the end zone.
Right, and that was obviously a problem. Speaking of Cam Little, I saw D-Rock with this stat. He credited ESPN Research that Cam Little, as we know, is 2 for 2 on field goal attempts of 67 yards or longer this season. All other kickers in the Super Bowl era are 0 for 22.
Really?
Again, thanks to D-Rock for the stat. But yeah, 0 for 22.
That's crazy.
He's a special kicker. We know that part for sure. I don't want this game to come down to a kick at the end. No. That I don't want it. It might.
Especially you don't want it to come down to a 67-yard. Like you feel confident in camp, but you still that's really not the
Agree with that. Yeah. But it may come down to that last possession. It depends how it goes for both defenses. Can they slow each other down and not make it a high-scoring game? I feel like it's gonna be who gets the last possession. Maybe really depends.
I'm now a little bit accustomed to, outside of maybe the Colts game, watching some stress-free football. And
comfortably, you're like, this is fun.
I mean, even in Denver against the Chargers earlier this year. But no, this is certainly one of those games. Wild Card Weekend is. I would imagine most of these games that we're going to see this weekend are going to be pretty close. I know the Vegas doesn't have Rams-Panthers as close. The Rams are favored by 10.5. But all the other games are pretty much a field goal or somewhere in that mix. By the way, we will chat with Rick Neuheisel at 2:35 to talk all things college football, the new head coach of the Dallas Renegades of the UFL. That's right. And then at 3 o'clock, we'll talk to Sal Paolantonio of ESPN and talk all things Wild Card Weekend. But before all that, we're going to reminisce on our favorite plays from the Jaguars offense this regular season. Tom, you gave us one yesterday when we were just chatting about this, as far as Travis Etienne and the 28-yard scamper that he had to score against.
Yeah, so I missed the offense because I gave RJ a defensive one. And
no worries.
I did ask him. He said, no, I think it's both. I said, well, my ADD might have gotten away there, but
all good.
Nonetheless, I do have a different play because I gave you the one and you guys gave me grief about it. So I figured, I'll get you a new play.
Yeah. Well, that's perfectly fine.
And I'm down for a defensive play.
Yeah.
Sure. So then we'll reverse it on Friday. Taylor and I will pick defense. You can pick offense.
Oh.
We'll go
and then we'll go special teams.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, we have plenty of special teams.
That we do, whether it's Parker Washington, Cam Little. All right, so we'll start with Tom's favorite defensive play of the Jaguars' regular season. Of course, the season continues on Sunday as the Jaguars play host to the Bills. But RJ, take it away.
Dropping is Mahomes. Fires middle of the field. Ball's intercepted. The ball is picked off. Are you kidding me? Devin Lloyd bringing it back again. Along the left sideline. 50, 45, 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown. 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 Devin Lloyd with the length of the field. Yet another interception. Jacksonville is taking the lead. How good is that?
I get literally goosebumps because I love hearing the crowd that loud. And for people who don't know, the booth where the radio calls are made, where Frank and Jeff Logman are, that booth is open. So they are in a different area, say, than the press box, but they do not have it enclosed, whereas the press box is enclosed. So you really get to hear
all the crowd noise.
Absolutely.
We were in the crowd right in front of the Gladstone and Baselli box. And A, I couldn't be a linebacker and not bring up that play. B, it was such a magnificent call by Campanile to really fool Mahomes. And then Lloyd just taking it all the way. And I told you after it happened, Avery and I, we put $5 on him, just scoring anytime TD.
That's
not thinking it was ever going to happen. Then we get the ball. I mean, I was literally out of breath. So I was one of those fans just going nuts. I didn't think he was going to make it all the way. But, man, what a great – that play alone should have gotten Devin Lloyd into the Pro Bowl. I mean, that was national TV against the Chiefs. And what a great call and a great play and a great return. That guy, is he like a running back?
He had a running back, it looked like a running back.
He does
in that
run
moment.
like one.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
he does.
For this team to accomplish everything that it has this year, but like you said, to beat the Chiefs on national TV, Monday Night Football, the longest pick six in franchise history against Patrick Mahomes, right? Like Mahomes was still playing. It wasn't the end of the season when Gardner Minshew or Chris Lulican
He tried to tackle him.
He did. And just the environment that was that night, that was very special. And we probably should have known when that game went final that this was going to be a special season, but it was too early. And of course, the Jaguars were going to stumble a couple games after that.
That was a special night, though, and a special play. Congrats to Devin, because that may win one of the ESP. Would they still do those things? The awards of best play. That may be a candidate for that. That was that good.
Yeah, and then that game in general, we were talking about it the other day, when you go to the end and the way the fumble, stumble, touchdown that happened, there were so many moments in that game that I think are going to be memorable moments for a long time, because it just did feel, it's the Chiefs and you're doing that at home. It's a primetime football game. So there were so many factors into it, but Devin Lloyd getting that in that game, and then Trevor Lawrence getting him out of the situation of being on the ground was another thing.
Baby
I think was
giraffe getting up. Did you call it that? I think you did.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
I watched Trevor Lawrence's the beginning of his presser earlier, right before our show, and of course, the first question Jamal St. Cyr asked in the media in general, and then Mark Long followed up too, was about the girl squatting Trevor at the bar on Sunday, and he's like, "I didn't know that was going to happen," and they were like, "You didn't know that the squatting was going to happen?" And he's like, "No, I didn't know that it was going to go viral." He's like, obviously, I've been asked about this a lot by this point in time, and we were just having fun, and I just didn't know someone was recording it. Which
someone's always recording it, Trevor.
And that's the thing. Like, I think it's honestly a good lesson for him. Like, moving forward, you know, that is going. You're the starting the franchise quarterback of a team that just won the AFC South. Like, you're out in public. Yes, someone's probably recording you.
Yeah, people were recording that if it was like a normal person squatting somebody at the bar. Like, that's just how people are nowadays. It's everything's on the camera. So
every time Taylor offers to squat, someone gets
every time. All over YouTube.
You mean the squatter, not her to squat anybody. She's the one getting squatted.
No, she's the one squatting.
No, you're not squatting.
It'll be like a toddler. My nephews. Got that.
I don't even know. Bubby's getting big. I don't know.
Bubby is getting big.
All right, on the other side, we will get to our offensive plays, our favorite offensive plays from the Jaguars in the regular season. You're listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Get in the huddle with 1010XL's QB.
All right, guys, let's make a play for 1010XL.
David Garrard joins Mike and Fat Tony on Jaguars Today. Restored by Resto Pros of Northeast Florida on 1010XL.
This is Hayes Carline with your playoff perspective, brought to you by Harrell & Harrell. Led by Josh Allen and James Cook, the Bills are armed with the NFL's best run offense, averaging 159 yards a game. The Jaguars counter with the NFL's best run defense, giving up just 85 yards a game. If the Jaguars can hold Buffalo to 120 rushing yards or lower, they will beat the Bills and advance to the divisional round of the playoffs. That's your playoff perspective, brought to you by Harrell & Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Hey guys, Taylor Dahl here from Helmets and Heels. Still time to swing by Chick-fil-A and grab a peppermint chip milkshake, peppermint chip frosted coffee, or the peppermint iced coffee from Chick-fil-A. Whether you're in the mood for something sweet and creamy or made with coffee, these drinks are a classic way to treat yourself or those you love. Peppermint beverages are at Chick-fil-A for a limited time, so stop by your local restaurant or order in the Chick-fil-A app today.
Helmets and Heels
from the Greenlaw Group Studios.
Start the fresh new you with Local Fair Jacks, the online farmers market delivering fresh local food to your door. Start for just $7 with code FRESH1010 at localfairjacks.com.
When someone excels in and out of the classroom, we should celebrate it.
That's why 1010XL brings you the Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Wednesdays on The Frangie Show, tuned up by
the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234.
At Hollis Pools, building a pool is personal. We sit down with you, listen to your vision, and bring your backyard dreams to life right here in Northeast Florida. Working with us doesn't feel like working with a contractor. It feels like working with family. Every Hollis Pools project supports Project Savior Outdoors, helping bring hope to our veterans. Visit hollispools.com. Hollis Pools, your vision, your pool, your escape. License number CPC 1461233.
Join the movement at the Foundation 5000 Saturday, January 17th at UF Health in St. Augustine. The Community 5K supports the UF Health St. John's Foundation Care Connect mobile outreach and clinic, delivering vital medical care to those who need it most. Run or walk with 96 Olympian Keith Brantley, or come enjoy the Asian market, open to runners and non-runners alike. Sign up today at runsignup.com. Search Foundation 5000.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the chairman of Underwoods. With Christmas behind us in 2026 here, the last thing you want to hear is somebody trying to sell you something. That's why at Underwoods, we like to stop and just say thank you to all the people that came in our stores over the last year. Whether you bought from us or not, we want to thank you for coming in and giving us the chance to help. You see, in North Florida, there are a lot of people trying to sell you jewelry, but at Underwoods, we consider it an honor for somebody to come in and just give us that chance to help. And if we do a good job, we might get a chance to serve again. Having served North Florida since 1928, all of us here understand what a customer really gives us during that visit to Underwoods, their trust. And it's up to us to do everything we can to keep it. So on behalf of everybody on the Underwood team, thanks again for coming into our stores, and we wish each of you a Happy New Year.
Budweiser reminds us to drink wiser, like hydrating between beers. It keeps the fun going longer, and it's a commitment to responsibility. Remember, good times are ahead, so no need to overdo it. Know when to say when, and always designate a driver.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks with you. Obviously, y'all can weigh in. 904-641-1010. Text in and tell us your thoughts on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures as far as your favorite offensive or defensive or special teams play from the Jaguars regular season. Hit us with those, and we get to relive what has been a magical 13-4 season to this point, but none of us are done. We're not done winning.
We're not done.
No, just getting started. Just got in the tournament.
That's right.
We're 0-0 right now, man. We got to get 1-0.
That is correct.
That's their mentality too, right? I mean, that's what they've been saying down there.
Absolutely. Look, this is an intense week for everyone. I was listening to Liam Coen's press conference from earlier, and he was talking about how this is a huge week for Carter Bradley. He didn't phrase it like that, but Carter Bradley is their scout team quarterback who has to try and mimic Josh Allen, running around, stiff-arming defenders, things like that. So you don't even think about how big of a week it is for someone like Carter Bradley, of course, former Jaguars head coach Gus Bradley's son, who is the scout team quarterback.
Yeah. No, listen, like everyone's important, right?
Yeah.
Those guys are really important.
We are too.
To give the looks, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to give that look, whatever they're looking for out of, to prepare for Josh Allen.
Yeah.
He's unique.
He is. And that's what, in the time of his career, there's been a lot of ups and downs in the sense of there were moments where he fumbled a lot. There were moments where he had some interception issues. Those things had started to settle down. A lot of that is because they got James Cook and were able to run the ball, and some of that pressure of him having to play superhero quarterback all the time, you got to at least pull it back a little bit. There's definitely still times where I feel like Josh Allen, because they don't have the weapons that some other teams have right now, I do think sometimes he does feel like he has to be that guy, but he can. And that's one thing that I always say, if you have the type of quarterback that can be that, you don't want to fully take it away. You want them to still have those superhero moments. It's just nice to be able to have the structure sometime and not count on that. And there's been up and down even this year of what Josh Allen has had game to game. You could go at times when it's had to be Josh Allen and games when it's been all James Cook.
Yeah, and throw in the tight ends too, Knox and Dawson. I mean, those two guys are really good tight ends, and we always say, like, the QB, like, that's the safest throw down the middle, down the seam, in front of you to your tight ends that make plays for you, and they do that. We're gonna have to keep our eye on both those guys.
Well, we've seen how much it's helped Trevor with Brenton Strange.
Absolutely.
And the run game, obviously, too. Like we've talked about ad nauseum. I remember back in training camp when James Cook was holding out with the Bills. Too bad that they got that deal done. Considering he ended up with over 1,600 yards from scrimmage. He ended up, by the way, signing a 4-year, $48 million extension in mid-August. So, good for him is right. But hopefully he is contained on Sunday. All right, Taylor, your favorite offensive play from the Jaguars during the regular season.
So I'll explain why, because it's not the most fantastic, flashy, crazy good play, but I'll explain why after. But it was against the Chargers. It put the Jags up 14-6 at this point. It was the direct snap to ETN. He ran it in. And so that play we'll listen to first, and I'll explain why I picked this one.
Now it's going to be a direct snap to Travis Etienne, a little bit of a wildcat. He tries the middle of the field, keeps his feet, leans toward the goal line, touchdown! A 2-yard touchdown run out of the wildcat, and Jacksonville has extended the lead.
So after this game, I remember coming back that next week and said, this was the most complete game I feel like the Jaguars have played in a really long time. Defensively, offensively, Trevor looked good. The run game looked good. It was such a good balance of run pass. I loved everything that was going on. So when you go back to that drive, I think it also proved some things. And there was a lot of questions throughout the season. Honestly, probably even some games after this where there were still some things where you're like, what is sustainable? Is anything going to start falling apart? What exactly is this team? But this was that first moment where I really felt like this team can build off of this, and it felt like they could be resilient and they could be gritty. Because before that drive, Trevor threw an interception, and after that, the Chargers go down, they score a field goal at 7-6, and you're like, oh no, here we go. Trevor turns the ball over, and then this is when in previous years things would kind of spiral out of control. He, in 9 plays, 60 yards, 4 minutes, drove them down, they score a touchdown. And it was, when you go through and you look at the way that drive went, it was a 15-yard run with Bashal Tutin. By the way, this is like a Johnny Munt game and like Tim Patrick game, and that's the type of guys that Trevor was getting the ball to in this game. And so, yeah, 15-yard run from Bashal Tutin on that, and then it was a 9-yard pass to Tim Patrick, and then it was a 4-yard run from Tutin again, and then it was a Johnny Munt 16-yard pass to Johnny Munt, and then it was a ETN 8-yard run, and then it was an ETN up the middle 6-yard run, and then the Wildcat direct snap to ETN. It was just one of those plays to me that I was like, this is creative, it's balanced, it has everything you want from an offense, the confidence from a quarterback completing 15 and 16-yard passes on this after just throwing a bad interception on the one before that. So I just remember that spark of being like, this team could be really fun to watch if this continues, and it was the start of a lot of wins.
I remember was it Anton that took his guy and slammed him into the ground? Remember we talked about it?
Yeah.
He not only blocked him, he turned him, bent him, and then just slammed him into the turf, and it was just a perfect hole. And I remember sitting there going, man, that's the kind of offensive line we've been waiting for. Be physical. Yeah, that's a good one, man. That whole just coming back from the pick, right? He's done a good job with that. You got to, at least this year he has. He comes back, make a mistake, and he comes back strong and leads them back. Listen, even earlier in the year, he was putting our offense ahead, and then the defense was letting them down. Remember, it happened a few games. This was before the bye. He would bring them back. They would score, and they'd bring them back. They'd score. It'd be a tough back and forth. But, yeah, man, sometimes those things happen. But when you put a drive together, 4-minute drive after that, that's pretty darn impressive.
And by the way, following that, it ended up going, it was the Chargers punted, then it was the end of the half. They come back in the third quarter, and it was Jags touchdown, 3 straight touchdowns, and the Chargers went punt, interception, turnover on downs. Yep. And that was just that feel to me where things started to shift.
Yep. Absolutely.
I think it's a lot of Liam Coen's influence, and it's interesting because Trevor Lawrence had a head coach that was a former quarterback, right? A quarterback that played in the NFL before that. But I think the way Doug reacted to some of Trevor's mistakes is very different than the way Liam Coen reacts after some of Trevor's mistakes. And I'm not saying that Doug Peterson did anything wrong. It just feels like Trevor and Liam have a better relationship overall. And so therefore they're able to have those honest conversations. And so when Trevor does throw an interception or something like that happens, he makes the wrong decision, whatever he and Liam do on the sideline seems to work better for him. Again, I'm not knocking Doug Peterson. He didn't do everything wrong around here, but it does feel like, the way that Trevor's able to bounce back is huge. And you're going to have that because if the Jaguars go on a long run in the playoffs, it's not like Trevor's going to have 0 turnovers, right? Like it's going to happen. It happens to every quarterback.
Or mistake. Like those things are still going to come
absolutely.
I mean, listen, prior to the run, I mean, you could see that the frustration in Liam from time to time on the sidelines, things not working out. Listen, all we hear is that Liam and his staff coaches everybody really hard, and it's a consistent, constant kind of thing. It's all about accountability. You're gonna make mistakes as a QB. Those things happen, but like Taylor just went through, you come back from them. You don't let them hinder the rest of the game. You get over them, and I think Trevor has shown that, right? And I think it really just comes down to, accountability is a bitch, man, but it really works when everyone buys in and they're okay with it. It's like, okay, coach, okay, no problem. I got it. I did it wrong. I know I did it wrong. I'm not going to do it again. Those kind of things. So I think all that combined has helped just improve the play.
I remember going back early, we were talking about this earlier in the week too, with when Liam Coen was on the sideline and he was like, just hit him in the chest. And he was kind of yelling towards Trevor Lawrence in that moment. And I remember a lot of people making a really big deal about how they did, like this relationship relationship is not going to work.
Trevor
said, I've got this, kind of brushed him off. And that was a moment where I honestly think that was the start of a good relationship, because I feel like it was talk about Coach Liam Coen being able to hold him accountable and not being afraid to be like, well, I have to only do this not in public because I can't embarrass Trevor Lawrence. He's ready to say, no, this is the part of your job that I'm here to correct. And then Trevor Lawrence also just being like, I've got this. We'll talk about this at another time.
Well, which to me shows the maturity of Liam, because a lot of coaches would have got ticked off that you just brushed me off like that. How dare you brush me off like that in front of everybody? It's like parenting, though. You got to pick your battles. Yeah. You just pick your battles, and I think that was a good thing. Like, he didn't, then hammer him even more. He said, okay, maybe the kid's grown a little bit. Maybe he won't. Maybe I can brush it off, and he's not going to do that again, right? And then if he does, then I'm going to give him grief. That type of thing. So I thought that was a great move by the coach, a young coach, dealing with, that's kind of, you've been in those situations with friends or people. There's a little tension, and you don't know how it's going to go and what's going to happen and that kind of thing. And you handle it the right way. And then next, it's all diffused, and it's really much ado about nothing, right? Just hit the guy. Okay, coach, no problem. I'll do it next time. That kind of stuff. So it shows just the maturity of the coach, for sure.
And the best relationships are the ones where you can expose things or actually tell someone
Honest.
they're driving you nuts, and then you work through it, and then you move on.
With star players, sometimes it's eggshells.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's here. I'm just saying, just from what I've seen in my experiences, the star players. But when you have a coach that treats everybody the same, that's the way it's supposed to be. I'm not going to treat you like you are a star, so you'll have some star things, right? You deserve those. But at the end of the day, I'm going to coach you just as hard as I coach whoever else down the roster.
He benched his left tackle, right? Like that. Yeah. I mean, yes, Walker Little got hurt. I understand that. Yeah. But once Walker Little was healthy, he did not just resume the left tackle role, right? Yeah. So that's another thing. I'm not saying that Walker Little is a star left tackle in the league. I'm not saying that. But he was paid. He was signed to an extension, even though it was a previous regime. But he's your starter, and he wasn't afraid to make that decision. Yep. All right, so my favorite play from the Jaguars offense this season, y'all could probably guess which game it comes from because I got to go as a fan. Oh. They're in Denver as the Jaguars got their 11th win. But if you remember, the Jaguars were up 17-10 against the Broncos at the half. And then the Broncos came out and scored right after the half with that 38-yard R.J. Harvey touchdown. He's really good. Yep. Yeah. And I think collectively Jags fans all went, uh-oh. Oh, no. Yep. Yeah. On the road, hostile environment. Here we go. And then to answer, Trevor Lawrence did this.
Trevor takes it, runs to the right, runs it into the end zone, touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown run by Trevor Lawrence, and the Jags have retaken the lead.
Granted, it's just a 1-yard touchdown run. Yours was a 2-yard touchdown run.
Yards don't matter.
It's not about that. To me, it was about the moment Trevor Lawrence crossed that end zone. The Jaguars didn't, of course, relinquish that lead at that point in time when they got it to 24-17. But it's about that fire. A lot of people question Trevor's feistiness and fire, right? If you haven't been paying attention this season, or I guess if you haven't seen it come out this season, then you haven't been paying attention. That cat will fire his team up. Yes, he's loved in the locker room because he works hard and he's tough and all that. But he also is a motivating quarterback, too. And so to see his leadership, that moment in the stadium, it quieted that crowd real quick, and it was awesome. Yeah. It was absolutely awesome.
Well, I think Liam's also influenced him in that regard. Like, hey, man, that's contagious. When the quarterback's like that and you back it up with good play, everybody's going to want to do it. Yeah. It's just natural, the way it happens naturally. And he's backing it up, which is great. So, look, the guys that mouth, that yell a lot, that don't back it up, nobody hears them. It's like a tree falling in the forest. But when the guy, is making noise and he's backing it up, you're like, I'm paying attention to that guy because he's showing his play on the field and he's backing his talk with his walk, and everybody can appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously could have picked so many different moments. There are some of those throws that Trevor has made this season that you
till Friday. Give me Friday. I'm gonna throw a bomb in there somewhere.
That's right. Yeah, we need to
1 yard, 2 yards. Right. That's okay. Those are important, of course, but and that just shows him taking over too, which he has this year.
Yeah. It feels like there's going to be a Trevor rushing touchdown on Sunday. Yeah. That at least
kind of needs to be.
Yeah, kind of needs. It feels like Liam's going to dial it up, and this team needs that. They thrive off of that energy, that that's exciting too when it's your quarterback.
It is. And I think for me, the reason like these smaller yardage plays that we're picking right now mean a lot, because I already knew Trevor could do the deep ball stuff. Like we saw that with Brian Thomas Jr. last year, and I almost felt like that was everything. Like the intermediate mid-range, he was one of the worst in the league at last year. When we talk about the rushing stuff, like the way he's using his legs this year is the best we've seen. We talked a lot about the end zone where he'd more just reach over rather than actually go for it. We're seeing that type of stuff this year. That like dog mentality type stuff is what I wanted to see from Trevor. I know he can throw it 50 yards down the field to an open receiver. That stuff wasn't something I was worried about. It was all of these little things and the mental side of the game and situational side of the game that I was concerned about. And that's the stuff that's gotten me most excited about the way that this season has gone.
I think like for me watching him, it's the completions are better. Nobody's having to like jump too high or dive for a ball. The ball is put in the right spot. He's throwing it on time, meaning he's throwing before the break. You're seeing that more and more. That's just him getting confidence. And above everything, we've already talked about, but him going up to the line and calling his own play that's not called from the sideline just shows you the handle he has on the offense. And that's more than half the battle, especially in a complex offense. So you got to know everything. And he still has more to learn. He'd probably say that too. I'm sure Liam would say that. But, man, with him being able to do that means what? He can read defenses. Because for a while we wondered, is he just a one read? Does he have what's going on? But he's showing like he's and look, credit Liam and his staff. Credit all those guys that are helping him at that position, because that's what Baker said that Liam did for him, right? It made that pre-snap so much better, so much cleaner, so much easier to understand. And I don't know how. I don't really know how, but I'm just glad that it's working, and you can see it in his play. You can see it in the way that he's making his completions. He's not making the mistakes that he was making before. He's got command. There's not as many penalties pre-snap. He knows where they're going. Guys are
they're catching the ball and they're open. That's certainly a big part of things too. All right, we will switch it up and get it to college football on the other side as Rick Neuheisel joins us. Keep it right here on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
From the Queen Law Group Studios.
Helmets and heels.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Chevrolet is proud to be a 7-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year recipient, the only dealership in Northeast Florida to ever win this prestigious award, earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. Visit nimnickchevy.com to learn more. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right. Where do you go? The answer is simple. Nobody but Nimnick. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Hey, Hickett here. Leave all the 2025 dirt and celebrate the new year with our friends from Zero Res. Carpets, tile, hardwood, LVP, area rugs, upholstery. Basically every surface in your home can be Zero Resified. Time to call the cleaning pros at Zero Res, and don't forget about your air ducts. Zero Res has a 4.9 rating on Google with more than 8,000 reviews. Bring in the new year with 20% off carpet and upholstery cleaning, plus take $100 off your air duct cleaning when you mention 1010XL. 287-5727 or book online at ZeroResJacksonville.com.
The best financial move you can make this time of year? How about lowering your mortgage rate to 4.99% fixed APR, the lowest rate in years? How about getting up to $500,000 out of your home equity in the process? You can do it now by calling Loan Pronto. Hey, it's Prosser here, and with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can get a ton of cash, pay off all those high-interest credit cards, and skip up to 2 house payments. One homeowner just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. Wiped out their credit cards and 2 car loans, saved $2,100 a month. So don't wait. No hard credit pull up front, and you probably won't even need an appraisal. Just fast, easy cash from your home's equity. Act now. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Start the new year by wiping out your high-interest debt. 904-999-1508. And you can see how much cash you can get today. That's loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, APR for well-qualified buyers. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
New year, new club. This is Joe C., and I'm proud to be a member of Southampton. And with the popularity of golf, getting a tee time is tough. But with membership comes member privileges. Enjoy clubhouse dining, expanded practice area, focusing on all parts of your game. And right now, you can join with an annual commitment and get a $1,000 discount, plus $500 of Pro Shop credit. All the details are online at golfsouthampton.com or call 287-PLAY and make a tee time today at the Golf Club of Southampton.
Bueller. Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal. Is that a turtleneck? Can't you feel it, Jason? There's a chill in the air. A definite nip. I mean, it is January. In Jacksonville, Jason. I didn't come here for cold. Well, I wouldn't call this. Cold weather gives me the sniffles. Sniffles turns to pneumonia. Suddenly, I'm in a hospital bed with a tube down my throat because Florida didn't get the memo about ignoring winter. So, switch over to heat. What if my system can't remember how to heat? Dude, put on these sunglasses. Whoa. Bueller Air & Plumbing can make sure your system is ready to switch from cooling to heat. We'll clean your heating coil to get rid of that burning dust smell and make sure you have the coolant pressure to keep your heat pump pumping out the heat. Huh, I had no idea these sunglasses worked in the winter.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When pests invade your home or business, you don't just need them out, you need them out fast, and you need to keep them out. When pest issues arise at my house, I know Terminix will be there quickly, and I trust their technicians will eliminate those pests. They will do the same for you because they care about what matters most to you and your family. When pests show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a pest problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule your free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Tom McManus, former Jaguars linebacker, Taylor Dahl, RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you as we chat some college football with our friend Rick Neuheisel, former college football head coach and currently the head coach of the Dallas Renegades of the UFL. Rick, thanks so much for joining us on the eve of the Final Four beginning.
Lauren, thanks for having me. I've been looking forward to hanging out in Jacksonville with all you guys.
Absolutely. Well, we know the Canes fans around here are very excited about tomorrow night's game against Ole Miss. So we've got obviously that game tomorrow night, and then on Friday night, Oregon versus Indiana. I feel like before the season started, maybe the only team of these Final Four that are in it that people would have predicted in advance would have been Oregon. What say you?
No, I think that's right. But, we've got a poor showing so far in the 2 years where we've had teams with byes. Only one team that had a bye going into the college football playoff has advanced and won that game. Those teams are 1-7. That was Indiana in a one-sided contest against Alabama in the Rose Bowl. So there's something to a little rhythm. And certainly Miami, as you bring up the Hurricanes, has found rhythm. They've got a way of letting their defense dictate the tempo. Their front four can create pressure without extra guys, so they can do a lot of things in the back end coverage-wise, and they've created a bunch of turnovers in the two previous playoff games. A pick six in the Ohio State game was obviously a huge play. And so if you don't need Carson Beck to throw for but $1.25, you've got a chance to win, and that certainly will be the case if they could do the same thing defensively to Ole Miss.
Rick, let me ask you about that because I feel like the story of Miami and their pass rush and what they've been able to do, they're one of the best in the nation in that pass rush win rate area. But you look on the other side and a Trinidad Chambliss leads FBS when under pressure. So it feels like two strengths going up against each other. Is this one of the better storylines in the college football playoff when it comes to that?
Oh, I think you're exactly right. What will be interesting, they've held both teams, both A&M and Ohio State, to under 100 yards rushing. I think last week against Ohio State it was 45 yards rushing, which is phenomenal. To me, the key, make sure that Trinidad Chambliss doesn't get a bunch of rushing yards, because if all of a sudden he makes it third and short because he can scramble or get first downs with his legs, then all of a sudden that defensive front, having had to stay on the field a little bit longer, that pass rush will be less formidable, and all of a sudden the Striblings and the Wallaces and the different receivers that Ole Miss brings to the table all of a sudden become a factor. So to me, this is about limiting time of possession and making sure that Fambless isn't a factor in the run game.
Yeah, that running game's got to go for Ole Miss if they're going to have a chance against Miami. Rick Neuheisel here. Great to have you on, Coach, and great to speak with you. Looking at the Oregon-Indiana game, they were close last time. Of course, Mendoza leading them down in the fourth quarter for a touchdown to take the lead for good. How do you see this matchup, and how close of a game do you think it'll be?
Well, it's interesting because CBS sent us on the road for that game. So I was front and center. I was on the sideline for that first tilt between these teams. So I feel like I've got a pretty good handle on it. Will Stein, the offensive coordinator for Oregon, got a big play against Indiana's defense in the first half. It was kind of where they switched receivers 2 and 3 to a 3-receiver side, confused the safety and left the seam open, and they got an easy touchdown. But after that, I think until the clock drive where they were down 2 scores, Oregon got 41 total yards in the second half in front of a home crowd where they're singing, shout, and the whole deal. They couldn't muster a yard. So that what you saw at the Rose Bowl with this Indiana defense, I think they have an elite secondary. I think every one of those players will play in the NFL. And when you can cover like that, then all of a sudden that pass rush can do a lot of things with respect to twisting and stuff, and it becomes really hard. So if for Oregon to have a chance in this game, they've got to muster a running game. It'll be interesting if they can do that, especially down a running back. One of their guys is out with a collarbone fracture.
Of the 4 teams left, who do you think has the best quarterback, and who do you think has the best skill position player left?
Oh, my goodness. Great question. Well, you got to go with Fernando, especially given the 3 receivers that he's got. I think they're all guys that can make 50-50 balls, 75-25 balls, talking about Surratt, Cooper, and Becker. And Fernando's just a genius. Remember, he was on his way to Yale before Cal snatched him up. And obviously Signetti is playing to that acumen because he's allowed to change plays at the line of scrimmage, both run and pass. And so with doing that, you're always going to have a downhill football play. So Oregon in time too. And remember, both Oregon's coordinators are now new head coaches. Will Stein is at Kentucky. He's trying to sign guys in the transfer portal. Tosh Lupoy is at Cal. He's trying to sign guys in the transfer portal. And yet both are trying to come up with a new plan because the old plan wasn't good enough. So it's really how good are you at multitasking in Eugene? And we'll find out. And it isn't like it's an easy trip going from Eugene to Atlanta.
When you talk about what Ole Miss has been able to do with losing Lane Kiffin, obviously, to LSU and kind of all the drama that was entailed in that, and it also looks like Ole Miss now will keep a lot of their players when a lot of people were kind of thinking that they may follow Lane to LSU. How much credit do you give, that when you talk about, I guess, interim, not interim head coach, a lot of players staying and just rallying through all of that?
Well, I mean, you have to give credit where it's due, and that's to the entire staff, most notably Pete Golding, the new head coach, and then Joe Judge, who's taken over as the coordinator. Charlie Weiss still coming back and forth to try to call the plays. At the end of the day, I think most people don't know this, but we have changed the rules of college football so drastically over the last decade. And one of the changes has been the ability and the inclusion of a bunch of assistants to assistants. It's very NFL-like. In the old days, analysts were only allowed to, do kind of office type work. You could do cut-ups, but you couldn't really evaluate recruits. Well, that they realized was ridiculous because, of course, everybody was evaluating. Nick Saban made a science out of doing it. Well, with all these analysts, you've got a bunch of people on hand to take over these roles being vacated by the guys that are headed to LSU. So it's not like there's not enough personnel to get the coaching done. It's whether or not the players are distracted. And it seems as if this group at Ole Miss is pretty galvanized not to be distracted, and so I think we're going to get a great effort out of it.
Coach, you led me right into my question. It feels more and more like college football is turning into professional football. What is your statement on the state of college football as it is today?
Well, it'd be fine if we just admit we're pro football so we could adopt some of the pro football rules.
There you go.
I mean, the NFL's been around and had, why don't we borrow a little of their wisdom as how they fix this, like collective bargaining, like a calendar that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
For all this to be happening in the month of December and then early January is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But we can fix it. We just have to have the guts to fix it, and we can collectively bargain. We just have to have the guts to call these kids employees, and we can go to the marketplace like the NFL does as one. But we have to relinquish some of the power that's being wielded by these guys in the SEC and in the Big Ten. They're going to have to realize that's not good for everybody. But until we do that, we're going to be playing guys like Brennan Sorsby and Sam Levitt, who are, probably third-round picks. We're going to be paying them $6 million a year, which is ridiculous. Yeah. We're out of our minds. But you know what? I've been called out of my mind before, so what the heck?
Coach, what about Notre Dame in that scenario? What do you do with Notre Dame in the future?
Well, Notre Dame has, they occupy a unique spot in college football.
Yep.
They are the one team that kind of is allowed to be the Rolling Stones, and everybody else is the warm-up band. And they got totally done over by the committee because the committee had them in the tournament the whole time, and then without either them or Miami playing, they flip-flopped them. I don't know if that was a nod to the ACC to make sure the ACC got a little of the money that's involved in this deal. And obviously, when you're talking about college football right now, you can just start by saying the answer is money. Now, what was the question? But the bottom line is here, we can do better. Notre Dame has to probably figure out a way in this new paradigm of playoffs how they're going to get games. The USC Notre Dame game going away is, to me, the first domino to fall in having to push Notre Dame into a conference.
Yeah, Rick Neuheisel with us, former college football head coach, now head coach of the Dallas Renegades. The biggest argument with your, I think, exactly correct thought process is, why would Tony Petitti, the commissioner of the Big Ten, and Greg Sankey, the commissioner of the SEC, why would they care about anyone else other than themselves? Even though the rest of us want them to care because we all want college football to improve. But those two individuals right now have the leverage and the power, and so they don't have to make any concessions for anyone.
Lauren, you are dead right. It is not their job to worry about the whole of college football. Their job descriptions are to take care of the SEC and the Big Ten, respectively. And I think both gentlemen are wonderful leaders and are really, really good at their jobs. I would love to take them and make them co-commissioners of the entirety. Because if they were in charge, this would be fixed within 10 minutes. But because they are now and think this through, when those two guys go to a meeting in Nashville, just that they're going to meet, they got 15 attorneys around. You know why those 15 attorneys are there? To make sure that they cannot be charged with collusion. Well, when you have 15 attorneys to make sure you're not colluding, you're probably colluding. And therein lies our issue. We have to decide what's best for college football. And in remembering that that's the breadwinner for college athletics in total, if once you fix college football, you can then begin to fix the entirety of college athletics. I mean, if you weren't paying attention to women's volleyball this fall, you were out to lunch because that was phenomenal. What we have is college baseball, the tournaments at the end of the year. We know what we love about March Madness and basketball. This is an entity that's worth saving. But we can't be going and getting European pros and calling them college basketball players now. We can't let Diego Pavia stay for a 14th year. It's time for Van Wilder to go off and get a job.
That's right.
And the bottom line is we can do all this, but we have to come to grips with the fact that we can't just hoard the money towards one conference or one player or so forth. We have to have some common sense involved. Unfortunately, it's in an era where common sense isn't so common.
You got that right. It's all about the greed.
Rick, before we let you go, I do want to turn it locally just for a quick question because the Seminoles recently landed Ashton Daniels from Auburn. Your thoughts on that when it comes to that combo with Gus Malzahn being there with Mike Norvell?
So Gus and Mike have been friends of mine for a long time. We all go out to Pebble Beach at the end of May and Memorial Day for a big Dick Tomey, the old Arizona coach, started as a coach's classic. So I know both those guys. They're great guys and lots of fun, and I'm pulling for them. I want them to get this right. Ashton Daniels was a Stanford guy, so you know he's wise. He's an athlete, so you know he can run, which means he's a Gus kind of guy. Hopefully they can get this all put together and be excited about it because I want both of those guys to stay on the Coaches Classic because I love getting in the tap room and hearing Gus sing. You should have heard Gus sing in the tap room. He was phenomenal. You know what song we made him sing?
I was about to ask.
What song we made him sing was "The Wind Beneath My Wings" by Bette Midler.
I love
because
that song.
we all sang when he got that $21 million from Auburn and he didn't have to pay a penny back. He said, "Did I ever tell you you're my hero?" Because with 21 and that many zeros, that was the story. That was the song.
Great.
But we had some fun with Gus.
Oh, I absolutely love it. That's a hard song to sing.
It
Bette
is.
Midler's
No
song is a
kidding.
hard song
No
to sing.
kidding.
Finally, as the head coach of the Renegades, when you're doing these college football games, are you keeping an eye on some of the talent that may not be drafted that then you maybe can get?
I certainly would have if I'd have known I was doing it. But you caught me right now. I walked outside. I'm at the place where I play golf in Phoenix, and everybody's getting ready for a big shotgun here at 1 o'clock. But I got to go in and find a quarterback. I'm going back in to go over all kinds of film, and goodness gracious, I got guys on the phone. I'm trying to get coaches to come with me. I feel like I'm back in the saddle again and wondering as I see these guys getting ready to go hit 5-irons. What the heck I'm doing, but I am going to find a way, and the Renegades will show up, and we have 2 rules in this league: work hard and laugh, and we will do both.
There you go.
I promise.
Love that.
Yeah, we'll adopt that for our show. Well, Rick, we know you are super busy. We cannot thank you enough for joining us today. Thank you so much.
You guys are the best, and go Jags in these playoffs.
That's
right.
Go
Jags.
Jags. Thank you.
Take care.
There he goes, Rick Neuheisel, now the head coach of the Dallas Renegades, formerly the Bob Stoops' team, formerly the team led by him, and then obviously former head football coach at multiple stops, all in the Pac-12. So I if we had had time, I would have said, how sad were you when the Pac-12 disbanded? But we did not.
Yeah, I could have talked to him for another hour.
Absolutely. Especially
Some great
since
gems about college ball. I like what he's thinking.
we were fixing college football as well. All right, Tom's takeaways await. Keep it right here on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Flipping flapjacks and football on your game day.
I smell bacon.
On the Terminix Kickoff Show, live from Tailgaters Parking, presented by Campione Law and American Electrical Contracting. 5 hours before kickoff on 1010XL. Helmets and heels.
From the Green Law Group Studios.
ET here, and when the lunch hour hits, fuel up like you mean it with lunch at the Lodge at your local Twin Peaks. With hearty, crave-worthy classics that hit the spot. Sink your teeth into our juicy cheeseburger and fries, grilled fresh to order and stacked really high. Or go lighter, but loaded with flavor with our fresh chicken Caesar salad. Or the fan favorite, the turkey avocado smash. With sweet potato fries. Really hungry? Our crispy golden chicken tenders and fries are ready when you are. Quick from the kitchen, satisfying on the plate. Join us for lunch at the local Lodge, Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views. Home of the 29-degree draft.
Have you ever dreamed of owning a handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm? Well, now you can. This is Frank Frangie for the farm in Okefenokee, just an hour north of Jacksonville in Folkston. With only 250 cabins at full build-out, it's a rare chance to live off-grid, but not alone, in a community grounded in nature, food, and purpose. The amenities include a 2,300-acre hunting lease. Learn more at okefarm.com. That's okefarm.com.
Hey, Tom McManus here. When it comes to glass, you don't want average, you want flawless. Duval Glass and Mirror has transformed homes and businesses across Jacksonville for over 35 years. Frameless showers that wow, mirrors cut exactly to your style, fogged or broken glass replaced, decorative tabletops, windows replaced or repaired to stand up to our Florida storms. All backed by a 100% guarantee. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote today. There's only one name around here for glass and mirror, and it's Duval.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On January 7, 2003, Kobe Bryant makes a then NBA record 12 three-pointers, including 9 straight, in an LA Lakers victory over the Seattle Supersonics.
The Jaguars are AFC South champions.
How good is that?
And we're not done yet. Sunday, January 11th, head to the bench as the Jaguars face off against the Buffalo Bills in the NFL wildcard round. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. So let's bring the energy for the biggest game in franchise history. Join the playoff action by visiting Jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you at the bank.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law.
That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to divorcemenonly.com. Divorcemenonly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Do you want to grow your career with a company that's committed to growing with you? Florida Home AC has aggressive plans to double their workforce, and they're looking for determined, resourceful people with initiative. Just log on to floridahomeac.com/careers to find out more. We're talking a competitive, guaranteed base salary with bonus opportunity, comprehensive paid training programs, and promotions based upon performance and top shelf benefits. It's all waiting for you. Log on to floridahomeac.com/careers. Florida Home AC, equal opportunity employer.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just a job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
My son had a meniscus surgery a couple years ago. Went smooth as silk, was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Our son Eric's a Division I collegiate baseball pitcher who is having shoulder pain. We took him to Southeast Orthopedic Specialist and are confident that he's now on the road to recovery. This is Beth Anderson, and we love the care Eric receives at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
We just trying to catch a good time, even if it takes all night.
Nico Moon coming in concert next month, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
To the Ponte Vedra Concert Hall. Very excited about that.
Heck yeah. I've seen him.
Have you?
Yeah, at the
Seawalk
Country
Pavilion?
Thunder Festival in Kissimmee.
Okay.
Been there a couple times. Yeah, he was there once. He was really good.
He's great.
He was really
we
good,
saw him
yeah.
at the Seawalk Pavilion. He played for free. One
Yeah,
of those
right. Yeah.
just
that's right.
events that Jack
Like a
Beach
year
puts
ago,
on.
maybe?
Yes.
Oh, I
think it was
remember
right
that.
around
They
there.
had like a series happening for
Yeah.
a while.
Right,
yeah.
right, absolutely.
Yeah, we love free country music.
That's right. That's right.
We're at free music, free live music in general. All right, time now for Tom's takeaways.
Now.
Okay, it's go time.
Tommy's Takeaways. Jacked up by J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256 for your free estimate today. We are here for you. Veteran owned and operated.
All right, my takeaway on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon is circled around John Harbaugh, who was let go after 18 seasons with the Baltimore Ravens. The owner calls it a Hall of Fame career, yet he's on the chopping block. I guess if the kicker makes the kick, you don't fire him. I don't know. Look, kickers miss kicks. Quarterbacks don't play clutch. I know everyone wants to blame somebody, but careful what you wish for in this one. It's already being reported. Several teams called within 45 minutes for his services.
7 teams, there are only 6 openings.
Exactly, exactly. So it's
Someone
going to
down
be
south
interesting.
was calling, I think.
I've always liked John Harbaugh. I've always liked his demeanor. He handled it like a true professional, very classy. He thanked the organization. He didn't seem bitter. He just said, it is what it is. I wasn't ready for it, but here we are. And careful what you wish for, trying to replace a Super Bowl winning coach. And like Steve Biscotti said, a Hall of Fame type career. So we'll careful what you wish for, like I said up there in Baltimore. That's their problem, not ours. But that is my takeaway today. Brought to you by J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling.
Let's hope Liam Coen is here for at least 18
whatever, great.
years, if not more.
And a Super Bowl championship.
That's if not multiple.
Yeah.
We'll take the
That's right.
one.
We'll
I know
take
the Ravens had one under Harbaugh, but
That's
we'll
right.
take multiple, not to get ahead of ourselves. Let's just get the first one this year. All right, we will keep the NFL conversation going. Sal Pal joins us next. That's right, Sal Paolantonio from ESPN. We will chat about Wild Card Weekend and also talk about those open head coaching jobs in the National Football League. Keep it right here on Helmets and Heels, 1010XL 92.5 FM.
With a division title and a postseason game at the bank.
So many people contributed to this. So many.
It's playoff football in Duval.
This is a special group.
Jaguars, Bills.
This work's just getting started now, man.
Sunday at 1 on Duval's home of the Jaguars. 1010 XL.
There's a 3, 1, 2, 3.
Hey folks, it's Frank Frangie for Lee and Kate's Glass, and I think you deserve a spa-like shower, don't you? Get rid of that dirty, dated setup you have in your bathroom. Those old-style showers can be really ugly. Install a gorgeous frameless shower with thick, sexy glass and a free diamond coating protection that's easier to clean, like Rain-X for your shower. Your bathroom will feel like a luxury spa every morning and night. You deserve it. Visit my friends at leeandkatesglass.com.
You're gonna see a big difference.
Helmets and heels.
Backed by Green Law Group.
For the insured.
Fighting for you.
Florida doesn't ease into the heat. It comes fast and it comes hard. And if your AC barely survived last summer, you're already on borrowed time. That's why Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning wants you to start the year off strong with a new AC system. Make the smart move before summer hits. Right now, get their lowest price of the year, $1,000 off a new AC system when you install by February 28th. Call now to schedule your free estimate and get ahead of the season. 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
When you want to be heard, send your opinion to the 1010XL text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures.
Thank you for believing in me when the bosses didn't give me a chance.
641-1010. No texting and driving. Get your thoughts heard on 1010XL.
Hey, life can get a little hectic at times out there. No one has time to get hurt. Lost wages, injuries that not only hurt, but ones that hinder our success. If you're in this position due to the negligence of another, you deserve to be paid. Tom McMahon is here, and I know injuries suck. And if you get injured out there, check out Morgan & Morgan, the largest personal injury law firm in the country. 100 offices, over 1,000 lawyers with enough firepower to handle any and all personal injury cases that you may be dealing with. They make filing a claim easy and don't get paid unless you do. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Visit forthepeople.com or hit Pound Law from your cell. Pound Law, that's all.
The best wings in town are coming to River City Marketplace. Leon Cersei here. Wingstop is opening another North Jacksonville location soon at the end of December. You always get fresh, made-to-order wings in 11 flavors, including original, hot, garlic parm, and of course, lemon pepper. Wingstop now has 18 locations in Jacksonville, always open until 1 a.m. So skip the wait and order your wings online at wingstop.com and swing by to pick up at the brand new Wingstop location in River City Marketplace.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
New year, new beginnings, and a new roof. Start 2026 with a peace of mind and take advantage of Universal Roof and Contracting's limited time offer. 15% off all roof repairs and replacements. From leaks to full replacements, call 855-ROOF-HELP or visit universalroof.com to schedule your free roof inspection today. This special New Year's deal ends January 31st. Universal Roof and Contracting, protecting your home, building your trust.
License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, Director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost for the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by May 14th.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. Thank you for trusting us for 55 years of custom welding fabrication and vehicle towing accessories. When you need a trailer hitch for the family car, a gooseneck for the company truck, or even RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We can do a bumper hitch, fifth wheel hitch, anything for safe, reliable towing. Come to Cannons of Jacks, where service is our #1 priority and we treat our customers as we like to be treated. Check us out online, cannonsofjacks.com.
Frank Frangie here for Coil Fencing. Since 1927, Jacksonville has trusted Coil Fencing to protect what matters. And I trust them too. From tough chain link to your commercial project to sleek aluminum fencing your HOA will love, Coil does it all. Did you know that Coil can also install, service, and maintain those automatic gates that help protect your neighborhood or business? To schedule a complimentary consultation, visit CoilJacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com. Coil Fencing, A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Zero Res. The Florida State Seminoles are potentially suffering 2 big losses to the transfer portal with wide receiver LaWayne McCoy as well as defensive back Earl Little Jr. The Orlando Magic are on a back-to-back coming off a disappointing 112-120 loss to the Wizards last night. Tonight they're in Brooklyn taking on the Nets, tipping off at 7:30. It's 77 degrees at 3:02. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks with you as we cruise through this Wednesday afternoon. We are hearing that there may be some technical difficulties out there, so hopefully everybody can hear us out there because we are about to chat with Sal Paolantonio from ESPN, all about Wild Card Weekend in the NFL and some of those head coaching vacancies. Sal, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. All right, let's start with the game here in Jacksonville. The Jaguars play host to the Bills, 13-4 versus 12-5. Trevor Lawrence versus Josh Allen. Your thoughts on that game?
Well, I think the number one thing is, and I've covered several of the Bills games, including two of their biggest, one a win in Foxborough and two the loss in Week 17 to Philadelphia in Buffalo, is the Bills start slow offensively. And I think Jacksonville can take advantage of that. If the Bills start slow in this game, what they did in both the games against New England and Philadelphia was when they went into the halftime locker room and made some adjustments specifically on defense. The two things that they did were to blitz on the front seven and play man-to-man coverage on the back end, and it worked in both cases. They almost beat the Eagles, except for that last-minute throw that was wide left by Josh Allen in the end zone for the two-point conversion. But they overwhelmed the Patriots and Drake May, which I thought was in the second half of that game, and then I also covered the game in Pittsburgh. I think the second half in Pittsburgh, the second half against New England, and the second half against Philadelphia were the three best halves. I think, however, because they start slow, Jacksonville can really take advantage of that.
Hey, Sal, Tom McManus here. Great to hear your voice down here in Jacksonville. As you look at these playoff pictures on both conferences, who's the most dangerous team in the AFC and that of the NFC, if you would, please?
Well, I think without a doubt, the most dangerous team is Jacksonville.
Right.
They are playing they're playing very hot on offense. They're running very hot. I like the way Liam Coen has calmed Trevor Lawrence down and allowed him to really flourish in a way that we haven't seen before. I think he's had the best December of his career. In my view, not only statistically, but just the way he is playing. He's got total command, total confidence. I think one of the things that has plagued Trevor Lawrence, and I've only been around him a couple of times, one in the preseason and one in the regular season, but I've watched a lot of tape on him as we get ready for the NFL matchup show each and every week, is, the turnovers and the sacks, the lack of confidence and decisiveness with the ball in his hands. I think that's been cured. I think that has been cured. However, and that's the reason why I answered the first question the way I did, I think they play passively, Buffalo, in the first half in a lot of games, and I think they play uber aggressively in the second half. So it'll be up to Liam Coen and Trevor Lawrence and that offensive line of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the play calling, too. There's got to be balance in the play calling by Liam Coen, especially in the second half. Now, I'm not suggesting that he takes his foot off the gas if they have an early lead, but he needs to make sure that he has the right balance. He gets Travis and Tootin. Bottom line, they have to be involved in the running game in the second half. And, Trevor can match toe-to-toe, not completely, but he can run the ball. And, let him leak out once in a while and maybe have a design run or two for Trevor Lawrence, especially in the red zone.
So when you look at the other side of the ball for Jacksonville, the defense and what Coach Campanile has been able to do this season, the pass rush starting to get home more consistently throughout the year, continuing to take away the ball. That's been something they've done all year, that nobody can run on them. It feels like they've been really good at that. So they're doing a lot of things right. What do you think the Bills' game plan will be against Jacksonville to kind of take advantage of all the areas that they have those strengths?
Well, first of all, I just love the name Campanile. I mean, that's right. That's right. I have not met young Coach Campanile, but I can't wait to meet him. Always nice to see a Paisan go, especially from this part of the world. Make good. That's great. And one day, maybe when I retire, I'll be down there in Duval County hanging out too with you guys one day.
There you go.
Come on down. You're welcome to come on down.
That's right.
Yeah, I love that sawgrass now. That's a lot of fun. I think the one thing that they have to make sure of is figuring out Josh Allen in the run game. They do some design runs with him off of James Cook and the way he can leak out on third down. So you have to almost cage rush him, what they used to call the mush rush. And don't let the outside rush overextend itself in the pocket so that Allen can step up, leak out, and run for 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 yards, which he likes to do. You have to stop James Cook. And if you look at their offensive profile now, they like to do a lot of 2 tight end and 3 tight end and run a simple counter play off it. James Cook is a very good cutback runner. So what's the key there? Alignment and assignment football on defense. It will take some sort of, under control aggressiveness where you're not overly aggressive against Allen in the pocket and not overly aggressive in pursuit of James Cook, because in that counter, he's got one of the best cutback games in the NFL.
Yeah, certainly. Sal, who do you have playing for the AFC and NFC championship games?
Oh, boy. Wow. She went right to it. Whoa! Come on now. We're taking
like
one
the
week.
One week. 1-0 is what we say. I have seen New England, and I am not crazy about New England's offense if you get Drake May under duress. Mm-hmm. So you can beat New England. There's no question. It can happen. They played a very easy schedule. Let me repeat that. The easiest schedule in the National Football League. So if it would take a team to go into New England and beat the Patriots, it can happen. And I can see the Patriots getting knocked out. The same, I was just in Denver last weekend, and I watched the Chargers just overwhelm the starting 5 on the offensive line of the Denver Broncos and keep the Broncos out of the end zone. I think the Broncos are a flawed team, but they're extremely well coached. I think the Patriots are a flawed team, but extremely well coached. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are extremely well coached. I think it's neck and neck, actually. Liam Coen and Ben Johnson for Coach of the Year. I don't think it's Vrabel, because Vrabel has Josh McDaniels working with Drake May every day, and that has been the secret sauce for Drake May. Johnson's been on his own. And Liam Coen has basically built that thing from scratch on his own and fixed Trevor Lawrence. So I don't know where my vote's going to go, but it's neck and neck between those two guys, Liam Coen and Ben Johnson. This is a long-winded answer. I am punting on who's going to be in the championship game. But if I had to say who's going to be, I'd like Seattle and Philadelphia, and I like. And I think the AFC is totally wide open.
Yep.
I think every one of those teams has some issues, but I just love the way Jacksonville's playing right now. I do. I didn't agree to come on this show and just talk nice about Jacksonville because I want to talk nice about Jacksonville, but I think they are playing the best football in the AFC right now. I really do, and they're the most complete team.
Sal Paolantonio here with us, of course, national correspondent for ESPN. Sal, on the foot injury with Josh Allen for Buffalo, how concerned is the team about that foot?
They're not concerned.
Okay, so not even a factor.
I wouldn't say not a factor, but I don't think they're. I don't think you asked me, are they concerned?
Okay, is it a factor?
Yeah, those are two different things. I mean, you got to watch it. When he was in Pittsburgh and he hurt the foot and got the X-ray, and then of course New England, it was a little bit of an issue, and then Philadelphia, he got an X-ray again. I saw him go into the X-ray room and he got an X-ray there. In Buffalo after the game. So he's X-raying it after the game, which tells you what? It tells you they are definitely watching it, but I don't think they're concerned about it.
Sounds like a stress fracture, but those are hard to see in the X-rays. As one that's had a stress fracture in his foot.
Yeah, I don't like to conjecture about players' injuries. I have too much respect for NFL players, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just telling you what I know Sean McDermott really well, and I think it would show up, and it hasn't shown up so far. But I would go back to what I said again. You got to do your best, whatever you're doing on defense, whatever Campanelli's doing on defense. Don't take too many risks with Buffalo. Don't over pursue James Cook in the hole. Do not over pursue Josh Allen in the pocket, or both of them will burn you.
I think that's certainly excellent
No
advice.
doubt.
All right, of all the open jobs that we have now in the NFL, which one do you think is the best job?
Wow. I made some notes earlier looking at these jobs, and my first question is, who's going to be the coach of any of these teams when you have this many openings? And what's going on right now in the National Football League? Again, this is a sort of a long-winded perspective kind of answer. You lose your job in the NFL three ways. You do a crappy job. 2, you don't have a quarterback. 3, the quarterback fails you. And you can look at all of these 7 jobs and you can say, okay, well, Stefanski did not do a bad job with the Browns. To me, Stefanski is the best guy out there. You need an offensive-minded head coach who can call plays. You need a guy who's got emotional intelligence, like Doug Peterson. You need a guy who understands how to coordinate and collaborate with players, like Liam Coen. And I think Stefanski fits that bill. So to me, he's the best guy out there. What's the best job out there? I think the best job out there is the New York Giants, because you already have a lot of first-round talent on defense, and you have a first-round talent at the quarterback position, and you're playing in New York, and the New York Giants are desperate to get back on the map and will do whatever it takes. So I would say, to me, if I'm Stefanski, I'm going to the Giants. And if I'm the Giants, I'm taking Stefanski over John Harbaugh, because Harbaugh is not an offensive play caller, an offensive-minded coach. With Harbaugh, you got to come in and you got to pick an OC and a DC. With Stefanski, you kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and I think he's got the right temperament at this time in the NFL. To me, he's the best possible guy, and that's the best possible job.
Hey, Sal, real quick, you mentioned Doug Peterson. Is he in the pool for these openings?
Oh, God, I hope so. He was my favorite guy I ever covered in sports.
No kidding.
Doug's my guy.
Okay.
Doug's my guy now. We used to hang out at a Chinese restaurant in Moorestown and have sushi together. His wife, Jeannie, and my wife, Lynn, terrific. I'll tell you a quick story about Doug. When he got hired, the Eagles head coach, I like to invite the head coach to my house so my wife can cook for him. And my wife baked him a upside-down cake, one of them pineapple upside-down cakes for dessert. So, Jeannie and Lynn my wife Lynn go off to the other room. They're hanging out and looking at pictures, this, that, and the other thing. We put the cake down on the table in the living room, and Doug ate the whole cake. I mean, I got a slice. I think I got 1 slice. But we stayed up till 2 o'clock in the morning, and Doug ate the whole cake. I mean, he's the best. Doug is the best. He is absolutely the best, and I hope he comes back to the NFL. By the way, we have a 30 for 30 coming out on Philly Special on February 6th.
Nice. Oh, cool.
It's in post-production at NFL Films right now. I probably jump the promotion on that. But hey, anything for Doug.
There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We miss Doug Peterson as far as the guy that he is, for sure. Nick Foles, not so much as far as in Jacksonville. But Sal, we hope you come down and play Sawgrass once the playoffs are over. Thank you so much for joining us.
Okay. Thank you so much. All right, I'll see you guys. Thanks for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
Bring some cake with you, Sal. Bring some cake.
Hey,
I
I'll
love
do that.
pineapple
I'll
upside.
bring some cake. All right.
We love it.
See you, bud.
Thank you again, Sal Paolantonio, Sal Pal, talking all things NFL. Yeah, look, we've talked about it so many times. Doug Peterson is a great human being. Things just didn't go according to plan here after 2022. And like Sal just said, you lose your job in the NFL in 3 different ways. 1, you do a bad job. 2, you don't have a quarterback. Or 3, the quarterback doesn't play properly.
Yeah.
And doesn't play well.
Or their kicker misses the kick.
Yeah.
Or your kicker misses the kick. That's right.
Around here in 2023, Trevor Lawrence got hurt, and then things obviously fell apart and then really went to crap, I'll say, in 2024. All right, so when we come back, got a little bit of Florida news we'll get to and continue the Jaguars conversation as well. Keep it right here. 1010XL 92.5 FM.
When the hourglass runs out of sand, 1010XL puts time back on the clock. Hacker Leon and Coach Gerald Ingram bring you the window world of Northeast Florida 5th quarter, flavored by Hurricane Grill and Wings and Apex Roofing and Contracting.
Yo, it's your main man ET here for Blue Chew. And guess what? Blue Chew tablet isn't just a tablet. It's a cheat code. Blue Chews provide access to chewable tablets that help you feel and perform at your best. Stronger, longer. It's like someone gave you downstairs a pep talk and a gym membership. No awkward doctor visits and no uncomfortable waiting rooms. It's nothing worse when them nosy behind neighbors are looking at your packages and then asking you questions. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. I got this. Blue Chew is simple. It's discreet and delivered straight to your door. And let's be honest, this isn't just for you. Give her group chat something to talk about. Nothing makes you more of a legend than a little Blue Chew. And guess what? I got a special deal for our listeners. Get your first month of Blue Chew on me. That's right. Just use promo code 1010XL and you pay $5 shipping. That's it. Head over to BlueChew.com for details and safety info. Use code 1010XL, then just chew it and do it.
Helmets and Heels, provided by Green Law Group.
Is your backyard ready for the big leagues? Pick it here for Surfside Pools. Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, they have the home field advantage. Family owned and operated, offering weekly pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools make your backyard dreams a reality. Are you ready to float happy? Visit SurfsidePools.net or call 904-246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, your hometown MVP.
License number CPC 044080.
He's not Pistol Pete, he's Pete Prisco.
Been on the wanted list almost 20 years.
CBS Sports senior NFL writer Pete Prisco joins The Frangie Show Friday afternoons on 1010XL. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Finding the right plumber to reline your cast iron pipes doesn't have to be a stressful experience. When you hire Superior Plumbing and Pipelining, you can rest assured you're getting the best in the industry. At Superior Plumbing and Pipelining, we're so confident in our work that we encourage you to get multiple estimates. Look at each company's reviews and check the scope of their pipelining work to make sure it's what you're expecting. But at the end of the day, make the superior choice. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining. Request a free estimate at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
You like winning? This is former Jaguar linebacker Tom McManus, and I'm excited to introduce you to J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling of Greater Jacksonville. If you're a property manager, contractor, builder, realtor, or homeowner, get that feeling of success with less stress. I've used them. My friends have used them. So get your free junk removal and hauling estimate today. Now, I call that a win. Veteran-owned and operated J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256. We haul it all.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Get this thing unwrapped here. Duval!
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, man. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County,
knucklehead?
I mean the Duval sub, the Dailies Dash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, like me. I'm sure there's a Dailies Dash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course.
Oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Dailies Dash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Dailies Dash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Oh, you gonna take me home tonight? Oh, down beside that red firelight.
RJ Summers is on fire today. This is one of my favorite Queen songs.
Oh, good one.
Fat
We
Bottom
sing this
Girls.
one.
Yes, you do.
We do. We got dad bods practice tonight.
Oh, all right.
Haven't had in like a month and a half. It'll be fun.
when
I got to
is the
introduce
next-
myself to the
Are you
band.
gonna sing
Hey, I'm
Wind
Tom.
Beneath Their Wings?
Yeah, right. You guys just got an idea for my punishment when I lose.
If you ever lose,
I'll
you've been
lose.
crushing it the last couple months.
Speaking of that, I lost once again. So have y'all discussed
I've not
my
even
punishment?
thought about it.
No.
Good. That means, that means you don't hate me as much as I thought. No, just
Oh,
kidding.
whatever.
No, I did want to talk a little bit about some Florida news when it comes to the football team. So time now for Lauren's Lane.
Now, Lauren's Lane. Opened up by Closets by Design. Imagine your home totally organized.
By the way, thanks again to both Rick Neuheisel for joining us to talk
Yeah.
college football and, of course, Sal Paolantonio for joining us to talk NFL. And if you miss either of those interviews, they'll be on demand. Fantastic stuff, inside
Some
stories.
gems. Yeah, some gems.
Absolutely. And hearing Sal Pal talk about the Jaguars, I think gets people fired up in Duval County. But when it comes to Florida, the current expectation is that Jaden Woods will remove his name from the transfer portal, the star edge rusher. I say star. He was a 5-star. And he's a really good player. We got to see a lot of good play from him this past year, maybe not to the level you expected because of obviously all the turmoil in Gainesville. But yeah, that information coming from Pete Nakos, who works for On3, pretty much anything that On3 reports, I believe, for the most part. So that is good news a day after getting Jaden Baugh to re-sign with Florida. Jaden Baugh, of course, never actually entered the transfer portal, but Jaden Woods did. He was one of the first ones after it was announced that John Summerall was going to be the head coach. And so you thought, oh no, Florida's about to lose all of its talent, especially the young talent. But the fact that he's returning is good news. And then last night, Florida men's basketball, Florida beat Georgia. It was honestly not even close, 92 to 77.
There you go.
Florida had an easier time because Georgia's big man got ejected very early in the game.
Okay.
And so the only guy that could really battle Ruben Chinyelu down low was that guy. I cannot pronounce his name, but he was ejected.
9.5. They covered.
They did
Wow.
cover it. I thought it would be closer than that just because, again, Georgia had only lost one game,
right.
and Florida still struggles shooting from beyond the arc. But one thing Florida did last night that was fantastic, dunk after dunk after dunk. And so that was awesome to see.
Well, I'll tell you, what Summerall's doing is just they're liking him, right? That's why. It's like with the guys going
And they're
back to Ole
paying
Miss. Well, yeah, of course, the money's, I mean, that
Yeah.
goes, I guess we can now say that goes without saying.
Absolutely,
All
we
these
can.
guys getting paid. But it's kind of like with Chambliss and Lacey going back to Ole Miss, that coach, that program, it means something to them, That's a good thing. And I get, I have no problem with the edge rusher checking it out. Because it's a new coach. You don't know. He in his plans. You don't know his plan. I haven't talked to him yet. I'm going to get in the portal, make sure I'm at least covered. And then you talk to the coach. You're like, yeah, I think I'll stay. And hey, by the way, we got a few million. No, not a few million. But we got some money for you, too. So it all works out.
Yeah.
So, but it doesn't happen without the relationship.
Yeah.
There's no way. There's no way they just come back for no reason at all.
It was also announced, though, that Trey Wilson is going to LSU. He's
Okay.
switching
Yeah,
over
that
to-
part doesn't surprise me because Trey Wilson didn't get as much playing time, and I know it's a new coach, but it's still, he didn't get as many opportunities this past year. And look, with Dallas Wilson returning and Vernell Brown, the third returning, I think he probably read the writing on the wall. And one thing it seems like is happening, and I'm sure this is not just in Gainesville, but there are honest conversations. We always talk about Liam Coen having those with his players. There are honest conversations being had with these players. Like, I think that's what happened with DJ Lagway. I think there was an honest conversation saying, you're not the starting quarterback guaranteed.
Yeah.
And if you would like to look elsewhere and go compete somewhere else, that, we're not going to block you. That's for sure.
Yeah, take your ball and go home. That's fine. Find another home. It's fine. You know, and look, I get it with a new coach because it's no different than the NFL. A new coach, new GM, if they inherit a quarterback, maybe he's great and you're just like, no, I love him like we do here. Or he's not your guy. And then you're like, well, he's not my guy. And I don't want to go down, in flames with him as my guy when I didn't pick him. Can I pick my own guy? And then I'll go down in flames. And then I can at least feel better about if I happen to, not do so well.
Yeah. And especially if it's somebody that's running a different type of offense or is planning different things. And you have a quarterback that was brought here to do, and this is the NFL and college football, obviously. College football is becoming so much like the NFL. The coaches can have those previous years. It was not like that. You just, if you showed up to a school, you kind of had that quarterback, unless you had one already on the roster or you ended up getting one in that offseason. But I do think that conversation's going to become more popular in the sense of like quarterback and head coach or wide receiver. They sat down and had a conversation, and this specific head coach is like, you probably won't have as much playing time here if you would want. You have opportunities other places where you could be the number one. Go get your shot.
I tell you what, we've seen at Florida State. I'd throw BC in there, although they have more problems, but you got to hit on the QB. And if you don't hit in the portal, you better have some young kid that's promising. You know what I mean? Or you're really up the you-know-what's creek.
Right.
I mean, just, you got to have it.
Lane Kiffin did a tremendous job with that at Ole Miss, obviously before he left. But he had Austin Simmons, and then he also brought in Trinidad Chambliss from Ferris State, right? Who would won FCS, but he wanted to make sure that he had two guys. Especially, you never know when your quarterback's going to get hurt.
True.
And we've seen it at other schools too, but it's a really good example considering Trinidad Chambliss is leading Ole Miss to take on Miami in the national semifinals tomorrow night. That is absolutely wild.
Yeah.
Without Lane.
And again, I'm glad they're staying. I think that
Me too.
That says
I love
a
that
lot.
personally.
That's good. And I like, who did I hear? Charlie Weiss Jr. Is it Jr.?
Yeah.
He's the OC, right? They love what he's doing, even though he's going to LSU. I wonder if any of those coaches are like, you know what? Can I change my mind? I want to go back. I want to go back to Oxford.
Pete Golding's actually cool to work for. Yeah. All right. That'll do it for Lauren's Lane. I feel like everyone, when they hear the Lauren's Lane Thunder, is like, and she's going to talk about Florida.
It's okay.
That's okay.
But we have to mix in. Yeah, exactly. We have to mix that stuff in.
Damn right.
All right. The golden moment comes up next. Keep it right here on Helmets and Heels, 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
Get bowl game play-by-play on 1010XL.
It's two teams looking for their first Fiesta Bowl win and a shot at the national championship. Miami and Ole Miss. Tomorrow at 7 on 1010 AM.
Hey, folks, it's Frank Frangie. All those festive holiday feasts probably have added a few extra pounds, but here's the thing. You can make this the year you finally lose the weight safely and for good. Now, you know by now my daughter Amber kicked off the journey with Awaken 180 weight loss back in the summer. You ready for this? She's lost 100 pounds in 6 months. Man, is she proud of that. 100 pounds. And she really did it with this really, really good plan. There's no shots, no medications, no supplements, just real food and a proven plan. That's right. With Awaken 180, you can still enjoy your favorite food and drink. No more yo-yo diets or feeling deprived. The structured program empowers you to control your eating without hunger. It really is doable. Don't just resolve to make the change. Make the change. Call Awaken 180 today and take that first small step. Book your consultation now, 1-844-346-1800, or visit awaken180weightloss.com. It worked for Amber. It really did. And it can work for you. Awaken 180 weight loss.
Helmets and Heels.
Bought for you by Green Law Group on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. If you're expecting a tax return this year, here's a smart way to use it. Invest in new tires from Big Chief Tire. It's one of the best things you can do for your car and your safety. I've been going to Big Chief for years because they do it right every time. Put that refund to good use and hit the road with confidence. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 today and let Big Chief take care of you. That's Big Chief Tire.
This is Sheridan Tootin, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, and Dr. Kevin Murphy put my right shoulder back together a few years ago, and I'm still feeling great. Now I'm using PRP treatment for my knee pain. No matter what you're dealing with, if you're enduring any orthopedic issue, my only recommendation is Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Call us at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist if you ever have a need.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
one has time to get hurt. Lost wages, injuries that not only hurt but hinder our success. If you're in this position due to the negligence of another, you deserve to be paid. Hey, this is Tom McManus. Injuries suck, so check out Morgan & Morgan. They're the largest personal injury law firm in the country. 100 offices, over 1,000 lawyers with enough firepower to handle any and all personal injury cases. And they make filing a claim easy, and they don't get paid unless you do. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Visit forthepeople.com or hit Pound Law from your cell. Pound Law, that's all.
Playoff football calls for the grill. The January Rancher Box from local Fair Jacks is packed with pasture-raised beef, free-range chicken, and pork. All local, all delivered. Stock up for game day at localfairjacks.com.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Make Capital Glass and Shower Doors your premier choice for top quality glass solutions. With over 40 years of expertise, their team specializes in commercial and residential projects. From elegant shower doors to modern frameless enclosures, they've got you covered. But that's not all. They also offer glass railing systems, glass wine cabinets, and much more. For unmatched quality and service, choose Capital Glass and Shower Doors. Your vision, their expertise. Online at capcoglass.com.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick. We're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year, and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, you only cost for the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by May 14th.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
We've been talking a lot about, to start the show, how the Jaguars got here, some of our favorite moments or plays, offensive plays Lauren and I did today. Tommy went defensive, and we'll switch that up on Friday and give our defensive play and Tommy's offensive play. But there was
by the way,
a million we could choose from.
I was going to say, people need you to pick one that's more than a 1 or 2 yard touchdown run.
I'll throw some
I like
some,
my
yardage in there.
Wildcat direct snap to ETN. Okay?
I like my moment from the Broncos game, but I've been hearing that people would prefer maybe a bit of a more distance on
a little more yards.
Yeah,
I get it.
I'll keep that in mind.
And like I said, I knew Trevor could do that. I wasn't worried about that part of Trevor. But one of the things I actually just saw, speaking of the playoffs this weekend, so Fox Sports posted the cheapest tickets available for each wild card game this weekend. The cheapest game to get into this weekend is Houston at Steelers, $165 to get into that game. The next cheapest is Rams at Panthers. I would have thought that was the cheapest, but I don't know. Maybe Panthers fans are like, heck yeah, we did it. Let's just spend some money and get there. That one's the 167.
The Panthers beat the Rams earlier this season.
Yeah, maybe they're like, this is our shot.
Right.
The next is the Chargers at New England. That one's $178. The next is San Fran at Philly for $194. The second most expensive ticket to get into this weekend is Buffalo at Jacksonville, starting at $199, and then the most expensive is Green Bay at Chicago, all the way up at $448. But yeah, so I mean, it's a game that we're talking about means a lot to both cities, both organizations. You're talking about the Jacksonville just being like, man, this feels like a year where the ball's in your court because the AFC, I mean, Sal Paolantonio said it himself, the AFC feels wide open and the Jaguars are playing the best football of those AFC teams. And then you're talking about the Buffalo Bills, who just, they're probably looking at this as all of the kryptonite quarterbacks we've had to face are all not in the postseason this year. So just you can win this. This is your chance. So they're both looking at this game like this is the year if it happens.
Yeah, I think for like Buffalo, it's almost like, if not now, when?
Yeah.
You know, because it's lining up, you'd think, because all these quarterbacks are gone. For Jayville, they got nothing to lose. Yeah. Like, they're not even supposed to be here almost. They are because they've earned it. Yeah,
It feels like the start of it, and for Buffalo, they have to be starting
window.
to think.
Our window's open. We're opening.
Yeah.
Their window's not closing fast.
Yeah.
But, and Josh Allen's not old. I don't mean it like that. But, over time, things happen. Injuries happen, You have only a window. You can only afford so many guys, keep them all together, It's hard sometimes. But if they don't win this year, when are they going to win?
Yeah. Well, like Sal Pal said, the Bills kind of start off slow, right? Especially in the games that he was covering. But then they come on fast and they make those adjustments. He said in the second half, you'll see them blitz a lot more. You'll see them play man-to-man, which you wonder if they're just going to start
do that right away.
that.
That's what I'm wondering. Because this is you got to win this.
Right.
So it's not like a normal regular season game that you're like, it's the difference between winning 10, 11, 12 games. This is you going home.
Right. It's win or go home. So you wonder if they're going to play a little bit more aggressive defensively to start. But you also wonder if they get behind, do they have that same mentality that they've had? No problem. We've got this in the second half. Yep. Or is the pressure because everyone's expecting them to get to the AFC Championship game? Does that ratchet up even more?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you one thing. The pre-snaps can be huge for Trev, you know, trying to figure out. But you know what? Come man-to-man. If we block you up, I'd love to see you cover Parker man-to-man in the open field. I think you'd have a tough time. Jacoby Myers, same kind of deal. You're going to put the safety over the top, and you can only bring so many if you're going to do that to Brian Thomas. So, you just got to be good on those pre-snap. And then on the other side, I thought what Sal said about with Cook, that backside backer, man, you got to be patient. You got to be patient. You want to go so bad. You're thinking like, oh, I'm just going to go so fast and kill him right as he turns. The next thing you know, you over pursue and you're in big trouble because there's nobody outside you. So you got to be really patient. You got to shuffle, wait till he makes that cut and then hit the gas and go get him. But it takes a lot of discipline. Look, again, we've been talking about it all week. Every play's heightened. Every single play, because one play can cost you the game. And that one game, you're out. Hainsey just said it. Yeah, that's part of it. Like, it's sudden death. Yeah. Win or go home. And that's where we're at. And it's an exciting time because they've earned it. And, again, I got to win it. I really do think it's going to be a close game, but I think we're going to win this football game. I just think we match up well. And I do think our defense is going to stand up. I think Campanile is going to have a great game plan. He'll make adjustments, too. They're going to have to. Yeah. I always feel like, in these kind of games, and I don't care who's playing who, I always wait till after halftime to get too excited one way, unless it's a total blowout. But then again, look, 28-3 in the Super Bowl, the Pats came back from that. You make halftime adjustments. You switch things up, and then that opening drive on both sides of the ball in the third quarter to me tells a lot. It's not the end all say. You go 3-0 doesn't mean you're going to lose. I just mean like it kind of gears you towards how's this game going to end, and did we make the right adjustments at halftime? Yeah, it's going to be critical.
By the way, Josh Allen was a full participant in their walkthrough that they had earlier today.
He can walk.
With that foot injury. Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same
time, factor though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Sal. Sorry. Factor, whatever.
Token, though,
Are they worried?
The Jags had a walkthrough, and you didn't see Cole Van Lannon and Jarian Jones out there, right? So you can look at it that way, too. All right, we have to make one pick today because Miami takes on Ole Miss tomorrow night in the Fiesta Bowl, Glendale, Arizona. Matt Hayes, by the way, out there covering that game for USA Today Sports, so certainly follow along with his coverage. As of right now, the Miami Hurricanes 3.5-point favorites over the Ole Miss Rebels. Of course, Miami coached by Leon Searcy's former college teammate Mario Cristobal. Ole Miss, as we've talked about all the time, not coached by Lane Kiffin, but coached by Pete Golding, who will be the Ole Miss head coach next year. So, Tom, I'll kick things off with you.
Thanks, Lauren.
Yeah, you're most welcome. Is it going to be Carson Beck and Malachi Toney and Mark Fletcher and that pass rush that's elite? Is it going to be Trinidad Chambliss and all the weapons that Ole Miss has?
What is the line?
3.5. Miami favored by 3.5.
Yeah. Look, I love the way Ole Miss plays ball. I thought Chambliss, the first time I saw him early in the year, I'm like, he's special. Lacey's a great back. The coach they're responding to, I think Miami's going to be too much for him. I think that D-line, forget Carson Beck. Yeah. He's never really been that impressive to me. He's fine. He's not bad. I'm not saying that, but it's not like I feel like I'm worried about him. If anything, I'm just worried about this D-line overwhelming the offense of Ole Miss. So I'm going to take Miami. I think they win by 7. I think it'll be tight early. They'll feel each other out, but I think Miami will pull away and win by a touchdown.
All right, Taylor, I'll tell you that I'm going to go the opposite way. I think Ole Miss has a chance to win the football game. But even if they don't, I do think they're going to at least keep it within a field goal. There's something special about this group. And I do think that it could have torn people apart when Lane decided to up and leave before finishing the season and going to LSU. But maybe for this team, it galvanized them.
Yeah.
And certainly to beat a Georgia team that year in and year out is competing for a national championship is something really special. And so I'll take Ole Miss in the points. Who you got?
Yeah. Oh, this one's honestly so hard, but I think I'm going to lean Ole Miss too. And the one thing that's been keeping me on the Miami side the last several weeks has been how good their trenches are in general, but especially that defensive line, the pass rush. But I read that stat earlier to Rick about how Trinidad Chambliss he leads FBS when under pressure. So you do have that pressure, but he's really good under pressure. He's able to not make a lot of mistakes and throw the ball away when he needs to and do a lot of those things, which I think are going to affect some of the things that Miami is able to do. I also think the Rebels just run the ball well. Even though their offensive line is not fantastic, they run the ball with Lacey really good. So I do think that at the end of the day is just going to be able to wear down Miami's defense towards the end, and the Rebels win by at least a field goal or cover the field goal. But I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they won either.
I wouldn't either. And one thing, I know Canes fans don't want to hear this, but Mario Cristobal at times can make mistakes in big games. We've seen it time and time again. And so
and Beck.
And Carson Beck for sure too. Yeah. Kejuan Lacey is just,
he's so much fun.
And so is Mark Fletcher on the other side. That's why I think these teams are evenly
match up well. Yes.
But in Miami's defense, their D-line and O-line are two of the best units in the entire thing. So hopefully it's a great game. I hope it's a great game. And I'm not going to be upset if Miami loses. I'm not, that tied to the OGs of the Big East, maybe back in the day. But, the Cinderella story is Ole Miss, is the running Rebels, man. Or not the running Rebels. That's UNLV. The Rebels. Right?
Just the Rebels. Yeah.
They run. Call them the running Rebels, whatever. But I don't know. I feel like Miami's O-line and D-line might take over this game.
Yeah. It's funny how the whole beginning of the season, I'd call them the Fighting Lane Kiffins, and now I can't even say that.
Dang it, Lane.
How quickly it
ruined
everything.
For real. Their right tackle, Leon's talked about him so many times. Francis Malagoa is
he's
a stud.
insane.
He'll play in the NFL for years. Ruben Bain will play in the NFL for years.
Bain's tough, and he's healthy, it looks like, for the game.
Yep. Akeem Mesidor will play in the NFL. Like they've got some studs, but we shall see. Super excited about that one. Tomorrow night kicks off at 7:30, so we'll pick Indy. Other side, keep it right here on Helmets and Heels, 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
Backed by Green Law Group on 1010XL. Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
When the unexpected happens, you shouldn't have to face it alone. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, we're here to fight for you. Whether it's an auto accident or a slip and fall, our Jacksonville team takes care of every detail, from investigating the incident to securing multi-million-dollar verdicts, so you can focus on getting better. And remember, you don't pay a dime unless we win your case. Our commitment is 24/7, bringing you the real support from real people who really care. Campione Law, your dedicated partners in justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Do you like winning? Yes, I know you do. Former Jaguar linebacker Tom McMahon is here, and I'm excited to tell you once again about J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling of Greater Jacksonville. If you're a property manager, contractor, builder, realtor, or homeowner, get that feeling of success with less stress. I've used them. My friends have used them. A lot of people have used them. So get your free junk removal and hauling estimate today. Now, I call that a win. Veteran-owned and operated J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256. We haul it all.
Lucas Tree Service is a certified arborist and a local family-owned business with over 45 years of experience. They specialize in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for both residential and commercial properties. Get prepared for storm season and receive top-notch customer service from Lucas Tree Service, 904-241-3533. Online at lucastreeservice.com.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. When you need a trailer hitch, gooseneck, or RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We've been doing it for 55 years, and customer service is our #1 priority. Visit cannonsofjacks.com.
Your home deserves more than just another coat of paint. It deserves quality that lasts. At First Coast Paint, you'll find premium Benjamin Moore products, trusted advice, and the local experts who help you get it right the first time. Whether it's your living room, your porch, or your whole house, First Coast Paint brings your paint project to life. Stores in St. John's and St. Augustine. One name Jacksonville Trucks. Mention 1010XL for 10% off. First Coast Paint. Simply superior paint.
When plumbing problems strike, don't settle for just any plumber. Make the superior choice with Superior Plumbing and Pipeline. We don't just fix leaks, we fix them right. With honesty, fair pricing, and innovative solutions that can save you thousands. From camera inspections of your pipes to trenchless pipelining that repairs cast iron pipes without tearing up your yard. We go way beyond the drip and clog at Superior Plumbing and Pipeline. No gimmicks, no upsells, just superior service every time. Make the superior choice. Learn more at SuperiorPlumbingJacks.com.
Look around and we know you've got options for gasoline, but those other places, they're not in the business of more. At Shell, that's what you get every day. Members get more rewards, more savings, more special offers. You'll even get 10 cents per gallon off of your first fill when you sign up and save on every fill after that. Choose to get more and more with every drive. Join the Shell Fuel Rewards program today at fuelrewards.com. Offer valid at participating Shell locations. Offer must be redeemed within 60 days of registration. Limit 20 gallons. Restrictions apply. Visit fuelrewards.com for more information.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative, here to share with you an actual client review.
Dude, these shirts are sick.
Check out the shirts and other sick promo items at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Tom McManus, Taylor Dahl, RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. Time now for today's Terminix Pest of the Day is always brought to you by our friends at Terminix. They will handle any pest control issues that you may have, whether it's ants, whether it's mice and rodents, yuck, whether it's wasps, whatever you need, Terminix will be there, and you can trust their technicians like I do at my house. Terminix.com, that's TERMINIX.com, and there's a reason the Jaguars trust them to take care of Everbank Stadium as well as ViStar Ballpark, ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena, and all of your favorite event venues around town. Today's Pest of the Day is going to be whatever happened to the machine that Jordan Shipley was using at his ranch earlier this week when the machine caught fire.
Oh, no.
And thankfully he is alive. He's in critical condition, but he does have severe burns on, yeah, I know, right? Around a bunch of his body is all that I've read. It did require a care flight to a hospital in Austin, Texas. And so, yeah, the pest is whatever caused that fire, because that just
What
freaks
machine
me
do
out.
we know? Like it was like a four-wheeler type thing, or was it? What
Well,
was it?
it says he was operating a machine on his ranch, so my guess
Wow.
is it would be more of like a type of farm equipment,
So
but I honestly do
dangerous.
not know.
Oh.
But yeah, it's just really scary.
That's how Jeremy Renner got. Remember the actor? He got run over by like a earth-moving machine and crushed his whole body. He's alive. He's good now, but
that's good.
That stuff scares. See, I'm not allowed near any of that stuff. I'm not allowed near gas, electricity. I'm just not.
Electricity.
Not good. Yeah,
It's a hard life to live.
Well, I can turn on switches. I just change the light bulb, but no way am I fixing
You stay in
anything
a tent
electric.
in the backyard.
Yeah, right. I've got lanterns. I'm Amish. Did I tell you that? I'm really part Amish.
Oh, wait,
Just gotta-
lanterns use
Yeah.
fire, so you can't use those either. No,
It's the
I'm with you.
old
All that
school
kind of
candles.
stuff scares me. Like, even using a blow dryer, like, I don't want anywhere near a sink and stuff like that. Like, there's just so much that I feel like can
Like
go
those
wrong.
curling irons that used to give you hickeys on the neck back in the day.
Those
Yeah,
were
no,
burns.
it's for my curling iron. I burned my neck.
Burns. Taylor and I have
I
both
dropped
burned
mine in my
ourselves.
lap one time. Do you remember that? It
Yes.
was like a couple
I
years ago.
remember
I was
that.
sitting down doing my hair and it like caught weird and I like pulled and it just landed on my lap. And my reaction was so slow because it was just like so much happening and I was sitting down, so I jumped up.
Yeah.
But it was bad and it burned me pretty good.
What do they make today? My one daughter's got this gigantic.
Oh,
like,
there's all sorts.
and it makes so much noise when they're curling her hair or doing
Oh,
something.
she probably
It's like,
has the Revlon brush.
I don't know what
She
it
could
is.
have, yeah, the,
Oh my
the blow
God.
dryer brush, but there's also like the beach waver. Now we've gone
Oh, yeah,
completely
there is
off sports, but
Yeah, no
the
kidding.
beach waver is something
I
where it
hear
kind
it
of
from
like
the
sucks
kitchen.
your hair up and it curls it without you having to curl it
Ah,
yourself. But I don't know. We'll have
problems,
to.
the
You'll have to get a
problems.
picture of it, and then Taylor and I can assess.
This thing, soap and lotion. That's it, baby.
Soap and lotion.
Soap and lotion. It goes in my hair.
Lotion goes in
I
your
wish.
hair?
Oh
Mark
yeah,
was
whatever
that
goes
sure.
on my face goes in my
I remember
hair.
him say we asked
Yeah, I
that
don't
one
use any-
time. I
I
think
don't
in
use
Vegas.
product at
Oh,
all.
okay.
No.
Because I said something in Vegas and he was like, "Oh, I forgot my lotion, but I used the lotion." At I was like, "Lotion."
Whatever goes on my face goes in the hair, and then that's good, man.
Must be nice.
Good enough.
Yeah, I don't know what to say from here.
Cut your hair. Cut it. Cut it. Well, I know what you could say. It's Wednesday. We're off tomorrow. We'll be back on Friday. But, man, Friday is going to be jacked up. I mean, getting ready for the weekend.
I'm already starting to feel nervous.
No, I know.
Me too. And also, we will have Eric Wood, who is a former Bills player. He was a center for the Bills for a long time. Eric Wood will join us on Friday at 3 o'clock. So we'll talk to him about all things.
Wait, bumper cars in here?
Bills, Jaguars. Once again, I don't know what to say. Let's say hello to the Frangie Show.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Hey, so we had Sal Paolantonio on the show earlier from ESPN, and when Tom asked him who he thinks is the most dangerous team in the AFC, he said the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, Sal knows. Sal knows.
That's right.
That's not at all pandering. No,
he told us it wasn't.
Right. No, I look. It makes sense. They have a number of ways that they can beat you. They play outstanding complementary football in all phases, and they've got the hottest quarterback in the league. They stop the run. They take the ball away. Yep. They've got a kicker that can make it from Arizona.
Return game strong, punt returns.
Game,
right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to like about the Jaguars. I mean, this does not feel at all like a fluke that they're here,
or David versus Goliath.
Yeah, I mean,
not at all.
So yeah, I mean, I think they're going to win the AFC. I don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl, but I think the Jaguars are going to go to Santa Clara. So I mean, that's great to hear. But yeah, there's a lot of reasons to like this club's chances.
Yeah. Well, yesterday I was going to say, were you about to talk about Florida basketball?
Oh, I was about to ask if you put money on that because you during crosstalk yesterday you were like, until the Georgia has all these numbers, until they play the Florida Gators.
Yeah. No, that's Mike White.
Yeah.
I mean, by the way, I got to say this. I love fat Mike White. Like the fact that Mike White let himself go
weight.
in the offseason.
We talked about that too.
I love it. Like obviously Florida winning the national title, like sent this man into a spiral. And
he learned about craft beer at Athens.
And the game last night set up for a perfect Spurrierism. There was a game, Tom, one time where Mississippi State came into the swamp in the 90s with the top-ranked pass defense. Yeah. Florida threw for like 489 yards on them. Spurrier gets to the podium and says, well, they came in with the country's best pass defense, but they're not leaving with it. And it was like that last night. Georgia entered the game with the nation's top scoring offense, and I haven't checked the numbers, but I would imagine after only scoring low 70s that they probably no longer have that mantle, so the decline has begun. But yeah, good win for Florida. Florida's incredibly flawed. They're not going to have the year that close to the year they had last year, but hopefully they can make the tournament and maybe get lucky, but totally inconsistent in terms of shooting the threes. So we'll get into all that coming up on the Frangie Show. We're going to have Sports and Courts. Brett Hastings will join us, and I caught up with Foye Oluwakan a little bit ago in the Jaguars locker room, so we'll play that as well. All coming up.
Unfortunately, at least according to these stats hasn't been updated from 2 days ago. They still are number one, but they need to update their stats.
I bet you they were up by like 2 or 3 points. So they may still. I'd be surprised if they still have it, but I haven't looked yet. I'll check between now and the time that I bash Mike White in 20 minutes.
Fat Mike White.
Coming up. Fat Mike. Yeah, love it. It's amazing.
Thanks, Hayes. So we will certainly be listening. Like Tom said, we have no show tomorrow due to Jaguars playoff programming, but we will be back on Friday, and we will have a loaded show for you on then. For Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks. These heels are made for Talk